Hello class. This is the final step for completing the design of a 3-variable counter sequence. Since we have 3 variables, we're going to need 3 flip-flops. I'll make them spaced apart because I need some combinational logic. So wires will be coming in between flip-flops to complete the design. So this is the basic structure of a flip-flop, where the 2 inputs represents J and K, and the 2 outputs represents Q and Q bar. And then we know that each flip-flop is connected together to the same clock. Now this flip-flop will represent my Q2. This flip-flop will represent my Q1. Sorry, let me go back. This flip-flop represents my Q0. This flip-flop represents my Q1. And the last flip-flop represents my Q2. So I know that this is Q and this is Q0. And these are my J and my K for each flip-flop. Now you maybe have to do more labels than what I am doing here, but I want to at least give you the basic idea. All right, let's start with Q0, let's start with J0 and K0. Okay. We agree that J0 and K0 are the most complex of all of the expressions. So I'll put them down here and wire them as appropriate. This is an OR gate coming from Q1 and Q2. So I'll put an OR gate here and connect that to J. And this comes from Q1 not and Q2 not. So this is the first. Now I will connect the second line, which is Q2. So that is the OR gate with the 2 inputs from the NOT for J0. Now K0. Now you could set up a sum of product by taking 2 AND gates with inverted inputs and then completing that with an OR gate. And then of course you would tie this to Q1 and another one to Q2. However, you can do this much easier just by using the XNOR gate. So we will use an XNOR gate to complete the drawing for K. So for the XNOR gate, I will do this. Now this comes from Q1 positive. Q1 positive is here. And Q2 positive from here. Do not be afraid if your final design has an unusual drawing. This is because when you are implementing feedback, everything does not go from left to right. So we're done with K0 and J0. The other 4 connections should be very simple. let's deal with J1 and K1. This is the second flip-flop. J1 comes directly from Q2. So here's Q2 coming out, so we'll capture a piece of Q2 and connect it. So we'll finish with J1. K1 uses Q2 bar, and there's Q2 bar, so we will capture a little of that and bring it up for here. Save some time and save some lines on our drawing. Now lastly, J2, which is the last flip-flop, J2 and K2. J2 comes from Q0. So I will swing up here, go across, and connect it here. And K2 comes from Q0 not. So I'll bring this connection down and then up. Now what I'm using is I am using the convention that if I have a small black circle, that represents a connection. However, if lines cross and there is no black circle, that means they are not connected. This is the way in order to ensure that I'm able to draw multiple crossing lines without causing confusion. So once again, a black dot represents a connection between lines, and no black dot represents no connection between lines. This is the final design for my product. Thank you and good luck.